Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you very much for coming for this course on research methodology. It is one of the requirements of the MSc of Inspiration Economy in the first semester. Now, in this course, we are going to tackle again part of the PILOS, the program intended learning outcomes, because it will give you us how to research about the inspiration economy theories, how we improve our lab's outcome through writing case studies or doing more collecting data. And of course, it will help us in improving our problem solving techniques directly and indirectly. It will promote also how we disseminate the practices of inspiration economy in general. Part also of the research methodology is that we're going to focus also on the way we can develop the inspiration economy concept. Now, the module is focused on the type of research methods that are suitable for handling socio-economic and communities development projects. It uses research tools that would help to bring effective investigation and, if possible, solutions to both rural and urban development. It is based on, again, how to realize and how to optimize, actually, the advanced research techniques to correct, prevent, and foresight complex problems and theorize new formulas for inspiration economy. Now, the module is built on the community mobilization theory and the practices towards inspiration economy. The sessions in the module actually promote the spirit of research methodology in both rural and urban development. And we focus on that because the idea here is that we apply the research methodologies in communities development. And of course, this will help us to bring a differentiation and also we focus on the commonalities among the research participants or the research variables. And also we focus on how we utilize the research in discovering the untapped assets or bring the untapped solutions to reality. For example, for a case of indigenous people, we're going to focus on the challenges using the research methodology and the opportunity for the inclusion. This means that, for example, we're going to see what type of indigenous we are talking about and what is their percentage and how many those who are the non-indigenous and what is they are doing and what is the type of education or services they are getting. And also, what is the importance of their knowledge to the world and how we can integrate their knowledge without also losing the risk of losing them, in the or losing their identity within the community. So such type of research will enhance our capacity to bring inspiration currency. Now, there are various community research tools used in inspiration economy that is we need to review. And then we can also study and identify the community development challenges and issues. We can experiment research methodologies, suitability as per the type of the problem and the type of community. We can also research using community assets and their historical profile. And we can also bring techniques that enhance the publication of research projects. In this module, we are going to study and take notes, through also having also visits for the participants. The participants will have assignments and case studies, but 70% will go for the final assessment of the module project and for the open book exam. The course objective is to develop understanding of the research methodologies, appropriate topics, appropriate research problem, the project proposal, conduct a research, and do a report. So let us define research. What is research? It is a search for knowledge, as we know. Now, it is also a systematic and scientific search for pertinent, relevant information on a specific topic. It is a systematic effort to gain knowledge, new knowledge, a movement from the known to the unknown. And so this is why we do a research methodology. We use a specific methodology to discover the unknown. Okay, starting from the known, starting from literature view. The word research is composed of two syllables, re and search. So it means that, meaning that you closely and carefully to test and try, or try to probe. So you are testing and trying, or probing around till you find the solution, or till you find the answers for your questions. It is about describing a careful systematic study and investigation in some field of knowledge to and undertake to establish facts and principles about a new field which is maybe unknown also. So there are terminologies of research methodologies that we need to understand. For example, methodology refers to the methods, the techniques, and the procedures that are employed in implementing a research plan or design. Research method or techniques refer to all the methods the researchers use in performing research operations. Excuse me. So it is about, again, research instruments, research tools that we are using. So the science of studying how research is carried out scientifically is part of the research methodology. It is a way that to systematically solve the research problem by logically adopting various steps. There is type of research. The type of research can be classified from three perspectives. One is application of the research study. Two is objectives, and three is the inquiry mode employed. So it is about applying the research, then setting objectives for the research, and then having an inquiry actually that is also will help us to address the perspective of this research. Now, if we examine the research from the perspective of the application, there are two broad categories. So we'll have now the application perspective if we use the research methodology in application. So we need to do a pure research and applied research. So it means that we need to go to the field and start to apply. Now, pure research, according to Bailey, he said that pure research involves developing and testing theories and hypotheses. So we develop a theory or we test a theory, and then we, which is usually it is intellectually challenging to the researcher, but may or may not have a practical application at the present time or in the future. Thus, such a work often involves testing of hypotheses containing very abstract and specialized concept. Now, the other type of perspective of research methodology, okay, is that most of the research undertaken in the social sciences is applied. The findings of these research are being designed either for use in understanding a phenomena or an issue, or to bring a change in a program or a situation. So it is either it is used for understanding a phenomena or to bring a change in the in a program or situation. And then we have the main research objectives. Here we'll have a research study that is carried out from four objectives: descriptive, correlative, exploratory, and by this we can go into the type of the research. So here we have the descriptive research, which is the main purpose of such studies is to describe what is relevant with respect to the issues of problem under study. Okay, and then we have the main characteristic of the descriptive research is that the researcher has no control over the variables. He can only report what has happened or what is happening. Okay, so again, the researcher has no control over the variables, but at the end of the day, he can only report what is happening. The term ex post facto, after the fact research, for descriptive research is used mainly in social science and business research. Some examples: attitudes of students towards quality, teaching, strategies put in place by a company to increase the workers' productivity, or it affects the effects of living in a house with domestic violence. The other type of research is correlation research. The correlation research aims to discovering or establishing the existence of a relationship association or the interdependence, so between two or more aspects of situation. For instance, the effect of home environment on education, it can be correlated with each other. The other some example of that will be relationship between stressful living and incidence of heart attack, or for example, impact of technology on the language classroom, or impact of domestic violence on adolescents. The other type of research is the exploratory research. So it is here we are focusing on the attempt to clarify why and how there is a relation between two aspects of a situation or a phenomena. This type of research will try to explain, for example, how the home environment affects children level of academic achievement. So some example of this will be, for example, that will be how does domestic violence impact adolescent learners, or an example of why do some schools adopt a program while other they do not. Okay, or how does technology facilitate learning. The fourth type of research is exploratory research. In this type of research, this is where we study actually the objective of either to explore an area where little is known, or to investigate the possibilities of undertaking a particular research study. So either we explore an area where little is known, or investigate the possibilities of that. Now, when a study is carried out to determine its feasibility, it is called a feasibility study or a pilot study. Now, we have also the inquiry mode. In this inquiry mode, we have two types of research. We'll have the structured approach or unstructured approach. The structured approach is actually classified as a quantitative research. Quantitative research usually is standardized measures, numerical indicators or values that have large sample sizes and analyze data using statistical programs. A study is classified as quantitative if the researcher seeks to quantify the variation in a phenomena, or if the information is gathered using quantitative variables. Now, the quantitative research, it involves actually counting or measuring. It is often statistical tests that to detect or confirm trends. It proposes to get a clear-cut or precise or accurate results, factually reflecting in a situation under study. And usually it uses questionnaire, which is the most popular tool in quantitative research. The questionnaire survey, it has steps. First, we define the problem of the survey topic, and then we use the previous studies and expert advice to again calibrate the questionnaire, and then we define the research questions, objectives, and then we define the study population and the sample size expected, and then we develop a preliminary questionnaire. We pretest the questionnaire, similar subjects, and then we spread the questionnaire to the concerned parties. The questionnaire survey will have questionnaires which can be mailed, web-based, or through group, or through email, or through interview, and it will have a broad coverage. It can be anonymous or frank answers. It can be economical for large population. We use less time consuming and quantitative data to easy analyze, and we use also a convenient time for filling and easy to respond. And it is again should be sensitive to ego related questions, and actually avoid hard to obtain data. The disadvantage of a questionnaire, it might have ambiguous questions. It is we need the people to be motivated to respond. If it is poorly worded or direct questions, it will create a confusion. An attractive style of format might also not encourage people to participate. Low response rate will affect the questionnaire value or validity, and inaccurate responses will not get proper verification. Limited fixed responses also a problem. Where it cannot uncover causes or relationship due to that. There are type of questions that we focus on in research methodology. One is the factual, which is about age, gender, education, experience, and often used to investigate relationships. Other type is informative. What respondents know about a given topic? How do, for example, they come to know about availability of e-journals? It might be also attitudinal or opinion-based. It means to obtain info about respondents' beliefs or feelings or values. Okay, if they do not agree, for example, with the copyright law and whether it is fair or not. Then we have also self-perception, which allows subjects to compare their ideas or actions with others. For example, how active are we in the community work, or how will we describe, for example, our computing skills? I think we'll stop here and continue with you in the next session. Thank you very much.